Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Tractor Driver. My name is Ed, and look what I am following, everybody. We have a new combine ahead of us. We're in a bit of a convoy here. Oh, let's slow down, what's happening there? And I have got Henry's driving the new machine back. This is a 740 class selection. We didn't think we were actually going to get this harvest. It didn't look like they were going to have one available. I don't know why he hasn't put his ladders in either. But it turns out that the local class dealer, were able to get a hold of a lease option. Car coming here? No? Okay. Now what we typically do is we lease or Henry leases his combines over like a 2-3 season cycle, just to keep them renewed. And yeah, it's exactly what we've done here. So the next option came in. So he is driving his combine. He is typically the combine driver, so obviously it makes sense for him to be in there. I am chugging along with the header trailer behind me. We've upgraded from a 7.5 meter vario header to a 9 meter vario header, so it's going to be plenty big enough. And it's going to be good. We're going to take this back. We're not going to be using it today. We're still a couple of days out, maybe a week out from getting into some of our winter crops. But yeah, it's another addition back down to the yard, back into the fleet here, which is always fantastic news. Very excited. And then we've actually got a little bit of land to work over today. There's been a little bit of a change around to our pig setup, so we're gonna have to go and do a little bit of work over there. And Henry has also promised me that there is another surprise coming today, so we'll have to wait and see what that one is. But for now, we're just gonna cruise back in the fence with the class selection, drop this off the yard there, park it up. Henry will probably spend a little bit of time staring at it because it's it's his pride and joy now. He's going to be in here for the next few months, that's for sure. It's a lovely looking election though, really, really is. This is the lowest in the current 700 range. This is the 740. With autos, with auto command, CBUS in there and everything else, so it's all top of the line. And I would hate to know how expensive this would be if it was new, but it is a heck of a machine. We don't typically need to go any bigger in terms of capacity. 740 does plenty for what we need. Let's get around there. There are various options as always for bigger machinery. I could go up to like a 770 or 780, but he's all over the road. I don't know what he's doing there. But no, we typically find that the 740 was a good kind of a matchup to our to what we had originally, which was the 580 before this. On top of that, we have made a little bit of a change. This time around we've gone to tracks. We were on wheels on the 580, but we've, as you can see there, when you turn to the corner, we have got Terra tracks on the front. So that's going to be a good change, because sometimes we do have some awful wet ground around here, so that's going to be quite good. Alright, now we're just going to let him pull in. I'll probably stick my hazard lights on here, just in case anyone follows suit. But in he goes. What we like behind me here. Good. And this header's going to take a little bit of extra maneuvering. It is that little bit longer, a little bit wider. Let's see. We'll just swing this in here for now. We can look into this in a moment. The lights off as well. Excellent stuff. So let's kick that off. So as you can see, it's a gleaming new header. We have the laser guidance on the front of there as well for our auto steer. This header trailer is a little bit small, or a little bit bigger than the header itself. We could probably actually get a 1050 on here, but we're keeping the 9. But primarily, any bigger than that, and we start to get issues with getting into fields. So that's why we've gone for the 9 meter. 9 meter will give us plenty of capacity as well for our output. So that's not a problem at all. And as you can see, it is looking like a fantastic bit of equipment. It's really, really nice. Gonna be very interesting to see this in the fields. I'm not sure. We have a little bit of wheat of our own to do, and there's a small field of barley that's almost ready. So we'll be getting into that before we hit all these beans around here. And then we'll be into spring cereal crops as well. And what I am going to do is just turn my lights off. Okay, perfect. And we'll get this pulled up out the way, parked around the corner maybe. I don't know what Henry's going to do with it. I think he's probably just going to stare at it and take photos for his Instagram. And then we're going to get ready to set foot onto the pig land, just to go and see what's going on over there. So, give us just a second and we'll get ourselves all kind of figured out here. Henry's pulled himself out of the way. We're going to try and reverse this thing around. Need to get a little bit more space in here somewhere. I mean, that trail is pretty big. This is monstrous as well, but we'll get this turned around anyway. Let's just go for a bit of that luck. Ooh, we've got a rear steering axle on here as well. Good grief. So how are you all doing anyway? Hope you're all very well today, whatever you may be getting up to. Hope the weather's treating you well. We are very close to harvest, as I mentioned there, so I'm hoping you are in the same boat. And if the weather's been good for you, your crops are looking good as you're about to get cracking with them, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to getting out there. We're going to be quite a bit of contract baling work to come, so that's going to be quite good to get a start on that one. And to see how we can get going with it all, really. We need to get this shed full of straw, which will be going down the road there to the BGA. There we go. We'll just straighten this up a touch as well. Alrighty then. So that is done. We are going to, we've got a little bit of groundwork to do, like I say. So what we need to do, we've got the plough on the corner there as well. Henry wants me to stick the subsoiler, like the flat lift with the power harrow on the back onto this vent though. So that's what we're going to do. Put this onto here. There we go. We'll need to go and get the weight, so he's going to have to move his combine again. But that's not a problem. In fact, he's not there in it at the moment. I might just jump into that and get it moved quickly. Where can we put it? Let's just stick it back in the shed for now, I think. That'll work. It does sound rather fantastic when it's just peering over there, that's for sure. Let's just see if we can get inside here. Well, we're just gonna ease this forward, I'm sure you won't mind. Stick it into there out of the way for now. We're trying to get this maize harvested in that back field there pretty quickly as well. The reason for that being that we desperately need to we really need to get that all cleared out. We really need to get that all cleared out, primarily just so we can get that second shed built up there, really. But, oh! Look at what we have coming through here. I can only assume this is the second surprise. He's gone and bought me a John Deere. Oh, Henry, look at that. Look at a 6250R, ladies and gentlemen. He said there was a new surprise coming, and to put the fent onto the power harrow, I thought it was a bit weird because we did need to get the plough going as well. But that is exactly why, people. My, that's a beautiful looking machine. Fantastic news. Well, we are going to get this one unloaded then. I'm not too bothered about the combine now. I'm going to go and have a play in my tractor. So let's get this one unloaded, and then we'll... yeah, we've already had a bit of a look around this, so we'll get this unloaded, we'll get it hooked up to the plough, and then we'll, I think what the only thing we could do really is get it put straight into the field. Alright, and folks, just had to get some tools back out of the back of my truck. I've got the 5-furrow plough on the back here, and we're going to go, well, we're going to have a look and see what we probably do. There's quite a bit of a change around over there. Henry is just configuring and fiddling out the last of the power harrow. He's got like a flat lift subsoiler on the front of it, just to kind of lift up below the plough pan here, and then he's going to break it all down as well. So, but we're going to jump in. Now what he's told me to do here is just, in his own words, sneak along the hedgerow. I think he means along this side, so we're going to have to squash a little bit of maize, because otherwise that's a ditch. I'm not going down into there. So we'll squeeze our way through. The new John Deere is going for a little bit of a trek. There we go. Isn't too bad. So I keep saying we, it's Henry's decision, it's his business here. He recently sold off 2 of the pig units here. They were dismantled, taken away to another farmer. And the reason they did that was because with the 2 that we've kept, there's plenty of space for sufficient growth. But what we really need, and what we don't have a lot of, is grassland. We want to grow and be able to produce a lot more fodder, be it hay, silage, and we just don't have that option when we don't have a lot of free grassland around here. So like I say, we've cleared there's about a 15-acre block at the south of these pig yards here, which we're going to actually plough in. So that's exactly what we're going to go and start with today, and then we'll work it over. It's been a pig yard for a long time, so it's been compacted down. It's muddy on the surface there, so it's going to be a bit of a brutal change. But what we'll do is we'll get it all done, and then we'll plough it over, break it down, and just let it bake in the sun for a little bit, whilst we get the first of the cereal crops harvested, and then we're going to drill it into grass as soon as we get the opportunity to. Really. Ooh, oh good grief, that's a bump. Heavens. Let's slow it down there. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's all padded down here. This one hasn't even been used for a while. We're still waiting to get some pigs into there. But it does leave us a nice free space down the bottom here, and if we ever want to bring any sheep in or something, we can graze this bit off as well. So that's kind of our thought process there. What we'll do though is we're just going to probably start at the top end here and work our way down towards the river, I would imagine. So we'll see how that all comes together. And then Henry's going to come along after I've started to get a good turn, like a good lead on him really. He's going to plough it all, break it all over, and we'll get this all done. We'll leave this track here. That could be like my leading edge. Do you think we'll start about there? Yeah. Just need to fold the plough over. 4 new metal bodies on the plough as well. It's ready to roll. Hasn't had any use this season. Typically what I would do, at least as well, after we use this, usually get this kind of all serviced up in the spring after we've done any of the winter ploughing, and then it's good to go. Okay, and we're just going to get a start here. And all we can do, as I've said, is just keep slowly grinding through here. It's going to get a little bit slippy in places, you can see just by looking at it where some of the wetter spots are. So we'll have to take our time there, but we'll get this all ploughed over. Nice little test for the John Deere actually. So pleased to have got this. I did really like the case, and Henry liked it a lot as well. I told him if it came down to one or the other, it would come down to a John Deere. Now, if I know Henry's looking for an additional driver. If that is the case, then perhaps they'll favour the a case. So we'll never say never. But for now, at least I'm going to be in my John Deere, and I'm quite happy about that. So we're going to keep rumbling along, get all this ploughed over, and we'll come back to you in just a short while, I think. Seems to be ploughing over there not too badly at all, actually. We've got a little bit of more grip now that I'm in the furrow. When it's ploughing on land is something that I've done a few times before. I do quite like it. There are a lot of benefits to it, but when you've got a greasy surface like this, sometimes you want to just get into that furrow there and kind of knock that all out. But yeah, we seem to be doing quite well. We're going to just keep pushing through here. This is going to take the best part of, well, it'll be a good few hours here at least. That's for sure. Henry has just arrived in his fence, so we're going to make sure well, he's going to have to wait for me to get ahead of him a little bit. And then from there on in, we'll see how it's all looking. But so far, so good. And we'll just keep ploughing along, quite literally. Which is always going to be good. So we'll leave it here for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. There's a lot of exciting things to get caught up with. So you will be seeing more of the combine in the next few days, I would imagine, because it's not too far away from us getting cracking with that. So do keep an eye out for that one. Until then, though, thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who very kindly agrees to host everything. And I will see you in the next one.